You might think you know all the rules of the game, but trust me, there's a lot you don't know. Here are 10 football rules you didn't know about. Alright, let's kick things off with the rather simple one. Number 1, no offside rule during corner kicks, throw-ins, and goal kicks. Did you know that the offside rule doesn't apply during corner kicks, throw-ins, and goal kicks? Yep, you heard that right. We all know the offside rule is designed to prevent unfair advantages, but during these specific scenarios, all bets are off. But why? For corners, it's pretty simple. The corner flag is literally on the goal line, so if the ball is adjudged to be on the goal line, no attacker can be deemed to be in an offside position because they technically can't be ahead of the ball. For throw-ins, it's kinda easy too. Just imagine the whole opposition pressing up to the guys, taking the throw-ins, and stopping them from throwing because the other players would be offside. Now that would be unfair. Goal kicks are kind of the same too. You get it now, don't you? Number 2, it doesn't have to be grass. This will definitely come as a shock, but there's no official rule mandating that football must be played on grass. The law simply states, oh, wholly natural, or if competition rules permit, oh, wholly artificial playing surface. Sounds like a whole lot of gibberish, I know, but it just means that official football can be played on other surfaces. While the Premier League handbook leans toward the traditional grassy pitch, it just makes you think, what's the wildest natural surface where the beautiful game could be played? Number 3, you can assist from a penalty, but the penalty will be registered as a miss. Most of us think of penalties as a one-on-one showdown between the striker and the goalkeeper. It's true, I mean, that's the whole deal. But did you know that you can actually assist from a penalty? Okay, you watched Messi do it against Celta Vigo back in 2016, so you probably know. But what you probably didn't know is that that crazy assist was registered as a miss. Yes, that went into the books as a missed penalty from Lionel Messi. So when next you look at the Argentines record of missed pens, just remember that this incredible pass to Suarez is one of them, and that's simply because of this interesting rule. Number 4, celebrations can still be penalized if a goal is ruled out. We know the rules. If a player celebrates excessively after a goal, you know, like taking off his shirt or running into the crowd, you get a yellow card. But we live in the VAR era, you know, and it brings another dimension to the game. What if VAR cancels the goal? Any punishment on the celebration should also be canceled, right? Wrong. VAR won't save you. Worse still, if the celebrating player already had a yellow card, nothing changes. The goal will be chopped off, but the red card will still stand. Now you think this is one of those rules that just exist, but we never get to see it applied. But if you watch enough football, you have seen it in effect. For example, in this Serie A game between Juventus and Salernitana in 2022, we saw Arkadiusz Milik get a second yellow for taking off his shirt after scoring what he thought was the winner in the 95th minute of the game, only for the goal to be ruled out by VAR. His red card, however, that surely wasn't overturned.
It's now on near the Quadrado's corner, and it's in from Milik! And the goal is ruled out for offside.
Really important lesson to be learned there. Number 5, a goalkeeper can be subbed prior to penalties. Now, this is one rule I'm sure many of you never knew about. Yeah, other players that finished the 120 minutes have to play the penalties, but for goalkeepers, this is their stage and they get extra benefits. So if this rule exists, why then do coaches try to squeeze in a goalkeeper sub just before extra time is over, like Louis van Gaal did at the 2014 World Cup? Well, it's because there's a little caveat with this rule. Goalkeepers can only be substituted before or even during penalty shootouts if they're injured or sick. Of course, that's a huge caveat, but it's still a special rule because it only exists for goalkeepers. If any other player gets injured or falls sick during the shootouts, we don't care. But the goalies, nah, they're top priority. Number 6, undershorts/tights must be the same color as the main color of the shorts or the lowest part of the shorts. Now, let's talk fashion. Man, this space used to be a free run. Players could wear whatever they wanted. One guy even wore SpongeBob underwear. It was so yellow it nearly blinded me. The guy in suits back in the office saw this and said, "Nuh-uh, that's not gonna fly anymore." In 2016, they made a rule about the color coordination of players' undershorts and tights. It might seem like it's no big deal, but this rule makes sure that players in the same team wear the same colors and players don't get mixed up. So hey, Batswabi, if you're thinking about wearing underwear from your favorite cartoon again, just keep it away for 90 minutes and you're good. Number 7, a match cannot be played without corner flags. A corner flag flags are something we hardly ever think about, not even when players go to take corner kicks or even when some players celebrate a goal with it. But they're actually so important in the game of football. So important that a football match literally cannot proceed without them. Even if just one flag is missing, the game can't go on. And yes, it has happened before. In the 1974 FIFA World Cup final between Germany and the Netherlands, one forgetful ground staff member caused a delay due to missing corner flags. The game had to be paused until the flag was found and fixed. Phew. It might seem insignificant to you, but this show doesn't start without those insignificant bad boys. Number 8. A penalty can be awarded by VAR even after the referee's whistle has gone for full. Number 9. Trying to intentionally circumvent the back pass rule is a foul punishable by a yellow card. The back pass rule is pretty common. If a player intentionally passes back to their goalkeeper with their foot, the keeper cannot pick the ball up with his hands. We've all made peace with this rule, but hey, you know footballers can try to be clever, so they have found ways to circumvent this rule. Some would lift the ball with their legs and head it back to the keeper, while some others would go as far as go down on all fours just to avoid kicking the ball with their foot. Well, there's now a provision for players who try to outsmart the rulebook using these crafty means. If you do any of this to try and circumvent the back pass rule, you'd be punished with a yellow card and a free kick would be awarded to the other team. The lawmakers said, "We can't watch you try and outsmart us and just get away with it. No way." Number 10. No jewelry of any kind is allowed. Lastly, let's talk bling on the field. Did you know that no jewelry of any kind is allowed? From expensive gold necklaces down to even rubber bands, all fashion items are banned from the pitch. Why this rule? Well, jewelry can cause injuries. It's that simple. So because of that, the rulebook has decided to tell all players to abandon all drip before you make the trip. If you wear any piece of jewelry on the pitch, you'd have to stop all you're doing and take it off the moment the referee spots it. Have we ever seen this rule take effect in the modern game? You bet we have. During the 2022 World Cup game between France and Poland, Jules Koundé was spotted wearing a necklace during the game, and well, the rule applied. By the way, you just gotta respect Koundé's dedication to the drip. You'd say he was the only French player who had gold around his neck during the 2022 World Cup.